All right, what is going on, guys? I am so happy you guys are here, right? This is the overview course and community for my whole entire transformation, right? So this is just a little snippet and details of what the whole entire course, community, and modules are, right? So if you want access to the entire thing at any time, just shoot me a text, okay? That's all you need to do. But this still will be very valuable, very informational, and I can't wait to get into it, right? So, disclaimer. This course is not meant for the weak, right? I'm not here to hold your hand or baby you, right? You are here because you deeply care about your health, physique, and future, and so do I, right? My only one job is to get you the results that you want and that you're looking for, right? And that you will pay for in the community later on, right? So if you apply all the information I give you in here every single day, you will succeed, right? I cannot stress this enough, right? This is strictly a how badly do you want it and how hard are you willing to work towards it thing, right? This is not a, oh, genetics, oh, he just got lucky thing. No, it's not, right? It is a proven system, right? If you do the steps every single day, you will get the target outcome that you're looking for. It has nothing to do with genetics. It has nothing to do with luck at all. It is strictly how badly do you want it, right? So let's get into it. So overview, right? The 4 pillars of a man that you need to follow to get lean and stay lean and get in shape and stay in shape ultimately are mindset, habits, nutrition, and training, okay? And when I first started out training, I really only had the training locked down. And I've pretty much only had the training locked in until a couple months ago when I really started to make things change, right? And, you know, the mindset, forget about it, right? I was not confident. I didn't really see myself as a person who was worthy to get in shape or who could get in shape, right? You know, constant excuses from, oh, my genetics suck. Oh, the situation I'm in sucks. My resources suck, right? And my habits, forget about it. Dude, I was sleeping until 11 o'clock, even sometimes 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? The nutrition part of things, right? I would just go pound Rice Krispie treats, sugary sodas, candy, Chipotle, Panda Express after my workouts, right? It was not locked in. It was not systemized at all, right? So if I could go back and actually lock in all 4 of these things completely when I first started training, especially in my newbie gain phase, dude, I would have put on like 50 pounds of muscle my first year, right? So if you can really lock in all 4 of these pillars, right, you will become unstoppable. All right, so pillar 1, mindset, right? Chapter 1, the iron mind. Your mind is ultimately your biggest weapon, right? And up until now, every single action in your mind has probably been controlled by your mind, right? Every single one of your daily actions, from when you go to the gym, when you wake up, what you eat, who you hang out with, right? And once you can start telling your mind what to do, right? Who you want to be, where you want to go, who you want to become, right? Your mind is eventually just going to start listening to you, right? You're telling it what to do. You're dictating it, right? You're not just waking up and letting things happen to you, right? So success and real results can be seen when you start telling your own mind what to do, where you want to go, and who you want to become, right? I want you guys to think of this right now as a fresh restart, right? Everything changes once you control your own mind, right? And this video is going to be an absolute fresh restart for you, right? And I know you're probably seeing this. Oh, David Goggins, oh, another one of these cringy motivational videos. No, that's not what this is, right? This video really fucking changed my life, and you'll see why, right? Let's get into it.
Social media agencies that guarantees 1 million views, or you don't even pay. But honestly, that is just kind of what we say.
Your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world. Once you put away your phones and your computers and all that we have nowadays, that's great. We're up to date. But your brain is the only thing you have when you're going through depression, when you're going through hard times, when you're going through death, real life. You can't Google that, man. You're alone. You're alone. You may have a shrink you're going.
Right. And so what he's saying is that you're alone, and why your brain matters so much. And I mean, and this directly applies to what I'm talking about, right? The gym, the transformation, right? You may need to be alone, right? I found myself when I was going through my transformation, I was alone, right? I was finding myself, right? If you're hanging out with the people who are putting you down and suppressing you, who are not aligned with your goals and your values of, you know, changing your life for the better, getting in shape, making drastic changes, like, you can't feed into their energy, but also try to do your own thing, right? And change your physique and your life, but also feeding into their energy, right? So I found myself literally being alone 24/7, eating most of my meals alone, training alone, sauna alone, cold plunge alone, cold shower alone, push-ups alone in the morning, right? So it is so important during that phase that your brain is on your own side, right? Especially in that phase, right? If your brain isn't on your own side and it's constantly battling you while you're alone, it's like, how can you withstand that, man? Nobody can withstand that, right? Where success in your physique really can be seen is once everything starts clicking together, right? Your mind is working with you. It's helping you get exactly where you want to go, okay?
You may have a best friend you're going to, but there's 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain, and your brain is talking to you in all kind of ways, and it wants to control you and pull you in these different pockets. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, you got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there. You got to control it. If not, it's over. What existed for me was, okay, man, how am I going to make this work? And all I knew back then was hard work. The only way anything gets accomplished. That's all I heard back in those days. You gotta work hard. You gotta work hard. I'm not getting I can't get this paragraph. I can't remember what the f***'s in this paragraph to pass this test to get in the military. Read it again. Still not getting it. Read it again. But if you're not getting it, write it out. And that's how I started learning.
Right? It's like, it directly applies to what I'm saying, right? Your brain's not getting it. Okay, why am I waking up early? Why am I doing push-ups? Why am I doing a cold shower? Why am I eating a meal right in the morning, right? Why am I eating this diet, right? I'm not getting it. I'm not seeing results. It's not working, right? That's what your brain is telling you to do, right? And you can't expect to look in the mirror and see progress from that in 3 days, right? So it's go do it again, right? Go do the cold shower again. Go hit the wake up again. Go wake up on time again. Go eat right again. Go train intensely. Go do it again. Go do it again. Go do it again. And then you're going to fucking just compound that, dude. And you're going to wake up and bang, there's the progress. There's the results that you're looking for, right? You just have to give it time to implement, and you have to give it time to happen.
Okay, well, I got to write out everything I do and then write it out again.
Write things
and
out.
Write it out again.
Journaling.
And guess what happened?
Your goals.
I got it. I can't swim. I'm negative buoyant. Go back again. I can't swim. Go back again. Go back again. Go back again. I got it. I realize if I keep going back and going back and going back until the just becomes, your mind will say, okay, we're going to figure it out. Because
right? It's like at some point, your mind just has to figure it out, right? Your mind is telling you, hey, what the fuck's going on, man? I'm used to the version of you who's sleeping in at 12 o'clock, who's eating Doritos and drinking orange crushed soda all night and sleeping in and missing a couple of workouts and not training intensely. You know, what happened to that? I'm not used to this. But then if you keep telling yourself and you keep proving yourself and you keep telling your own brain, you know what, man? No, fuck you. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing things now. This is our standard. Your brain's eventually going to have to say, all right, fine. He's not quitting. He's right. He's very serious about this. He's not quitting. I have to just adapt. I have to just adapt to it at some point. And once you get past that threshold of when your brain adapts, dude, you're going to speed up your progress so quickly, okay? So quickly.
He is not going to stop. It's not like I'm going to try one more time. No. It's just like alarm clock goes off, boop, we're going back. I can't read right, we're going back. I gave myself no way out, and my mind realized that. They said, okay, we're going to adapt and overcome now. Like a lot of people say, trying hard. Your mind knows, man. It knows this guy's bull me, man. This guy's lying. There's no truth behind it. When I was in Navy SEAL training, people go, how were you there for 18 months? The program was only 6 months long. You were in 3 hell weeks in 1 year. No one's ever done that. How did you do that? I talk about the new norm.
All right. And the reason why I picked this video specifically here, right? There's so many just other people in the fitness industry and, motivation industry that I could pick from and give an example video for, right? I could have picked from Jay Cutler or Andrew Tate or anyone like that, right? But the reason why I picked this video is because it resonates with me so deeply, right? My whole entire life, I have always wanted to be a Navy SEAL, right? That is my end goal, right? That is part of the reason why I train, right? I mean, I'm doing bodybuilding and powerlifting workouts right now, but that is still the end reason, the end goal. And what I find is that their mindset and their training styles and the things they have to go through can be directly applied to the gym, right? And when I went through my transformation and when I was building myself up, I used their techniques and applied it to my method, right? The idea of not looking at the big picture goal, right? So in Navy SEAL training, it's 6 months long of just pure exercise torture, right? The craziest shit you can think of, right? And so a lot of the people who fail it, they're just looking at the end goal. Oh my God, I have 6 months of this, right? They're not going about it daily. They're not doing the day-to-day actions to actually break it up and motivate themselves to stay through it, right? It's that idea of like time, right? That they're constantly worried about. The same exact fucking thing applies to the gym, dude. The constant idea of time, the framing of time, right? If your goal is to gain a bunch of muscle, a bunch of strength, gain 20 pounds, and you're thinking, oh my God, this is gonna take 6 months, and only in 6 months from now I'll have this. And you're constantly thinking about the big picture goal, but you're not breaking it down into smaller steps day to day, you're gonna get overwhelmed and you're just not gonna be able to follow through with it. Same thing applies if you're trying to get down to like 10% body fat, right? What are the things you need to do daily to get there, right? Do your cardio, wake up on time, eat the correct meal, train intensely, right? We can break it down specifically, right? So the second that you stop looking at the big picture goal and focus on daily small action steps that compound, that's when your physique is going to change. That's when your life is going to change. And that's why I think this video is such a good demonstration.
Short period of time, I loved it. I didn't know any different. That was my norm. Once we moved out of that place, we moved to a $236 a month place. I was like, I never want to go back to that little piece of shit. But if you go back to that $7 a month place and you realize this is where I live, this is all I got, your mind says, Roger that, this is home. So when I was going through Navy SEAL training for 18 months and going back through all the hard parts over and over again, I told myself after the first time, I knew it was gonna be a long journey there. It was just how it was going on. I said, you know what, this is my new norm.
My new norm is being the person with high standards. My new norm is being the person who wakes up early on time. My new norm is doing push-ups in the morning. My new norm is taking a cold shower and then going and eating a huge pile of protein, right? Your mind isn't used to that now because it's used to the old version of yourself. But once you hit that threshold like I was talking about, you're going to overcome that and it's going to adapt, and progress is just going to be seen so quickly. And you're really going to start to enjoy the process and enjoy the transformation and enjoy the journey.
Like you go to work, you put your suit and tie on, I go into suffering every day. Every day suffering, being broken, duct taping my feet up, stress fractures, shin splints, being broke.
All right, he's a little extreme, obviously. I mean, in this program, you're not going to be doing any suffering like that, like being broken down, shin splints, duct taping, but you get the point. You get the idea, right? It's something drastic and something new that his body and mind has to adapt to, right? So if before you woke up at 12 o'clock and you trained for an hour 3 times a week and you ate whatever you want, right? That obviously didn't work for you, and that's why you're here. And now you're going to learn how to rechange and readapt, and your brain at some point is going to be like, all right, you know what? He's not going to stop. He's right. This is happening no matter what, so I have to adapt.
Broken. This is my new norm. And your mind says, if we're not broken, this ain't normal. We got to be broken. So then your mind starts to get tougher and tougher and more callous. People, how did you run on broken feet? Broken shins. My mind knew this is how we operate. We're in Navy SEAL training. This is what we are. I became hell. And that became my new norm. I gave myself no way out. There was nothing outside these walls of hell. Nothing. I loved God, but for a short period of time, I became the devil because that was hell. I became the boss, the owner, the CEO of Navy SEAL training. That was my mindset. And that's how you get through things. You immerse yourself in wherever it is, and you become that. You become that and give yourself no way out. When I was 297 pounds and I was fat as hell trying to be a Navy SEAL, the scariest thing in the world to me, even to this day, was that could have been the rest of my life. I was trying hard. That's the scariest thing in the world.
Right. This is actually a very good perspective, right? You could think right now that what you're doing, right, the way you're eating, the way you're sleeping, the way you're training is you at 100% capacity, right? At 100% of your effort and level, right? But the truth is it's not, right? You always can go that extra mile. You can always dig deeper, right? Sometimes it just takes someone to bring it out of you, right? It just takes a perspective. It takes information. It takes an idea. It takes a course. It takes consistency to bring that out of you, right? And I know for me, when I was training in high school, I thought I was going at 100% of my effort and level, right? I had no idea what I was capable of. I had no idea what my genetics were. I had no idea I could achieve a physique like this until I started trying, right?
I thought then, 297 pound, working for Ecolab, spraying for cockroaches, making $1,000 a month. I thought that was me at my 100% potential. Come to find out, a few years later, I wasn't anywhere near that. 106 pounds less, went on to do all these other things. Looking back on that, that was me trying hard. That's why people gotta understand, what is in us, we have no idea until we start trying hard. And I mean really trying hard, where you're obsessed with, hey, this is my new norm. My new norm is that, wow, this isn't always fun. It's not always meant to be fun.
Right? My new norm. I'm going to train every single day no matter what. I'm going to wake up on the same time no matter what. I'm going to eat a clean diet that actually respects my body no matter what, right? It may not be fun, right? It may not be what you're used to. It may not be, oh, we're going to go out, drink and smoke with the boys and then go eat McDonald's, right? But you're here to shift away from that, right? This isn't supposed to be some comfort thing, right? You're here to leave your old habits and ultimately become a new person, right? So that's what this should be about. And that's what you should be feeling, right? This should be a scary thing. Oh my God, I have to do this crazy stuff, but it's not even that crazy, right? It's going to fucking help you.
And that's when you know you're trying hard. People hear my story and think this guy is sadistic. I realized how the brain works. I figured out how the brain works. I'm a scared kid, and that's what gives me so much power. I had no foundation, and I built this off of just researching the mind. The feeling you get is basically invincibility. You realize that you can't do it all the time. When you need to do it, I know I can go to a place that I can live in. And when you know that you can run on broken legs and you can do certain things that a lot of people can do, but they're not willing to do, this power, this sympathetic nervous system of fight or flight, and you're fighting, it gives you this charge of energy of when you're sitting there at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and you're duct taping your feet up because they're broken, and you're doing it by yourself, and you're going through arguably one of the hardest training in the world. And these guys, most of them are healthy, and you're going through it broken, and you're already at a disadvantage, but you're still there. You can feed into that and tap into that for a lot of power.
He's right, and that's literally exactly what I fucking did in my transformation, right? Right when my UCL tore, my elbow snapped, I was still on the baseball team, I was still playing baseball, right? That all came to a halting stop. I'm in the hospital bed, I'm drugged up, right? I'm laying on the couch with a sling and an ice pack, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, there has got to be some sort of advantage I can use, right? I know it seems like I'm at my lowest. It seems like I'm in the trenches right now, but there has to be some sort of way I can think about it that's going to help me. That's exactly what I did, right? I took that moment and made it, this is the moment that is going to change my entire life. This is the moment that I wake the fuck up, snap out of it, lock the fuck in. I know exactly what I need to do, and now I'm just going to go implement it and do it. So no matter what disadvantage you think you have right now, what unique situation you're in, spin it towards your advantage. And what Goggins is saying here is there's a lot of power in that type you're starting with, right? There's always a way to spin it into your advantage, right? So the momentum can start to shift towards you.
But if you look at it, well, I'm broken, man. I'm not gonna make it. But if you look at it as, man, I'm broken and I'm still here. And I'm fighting, and I'm gonna find a way to get through this because I have no other place to go. It gives you a lot of power. When things start to suck really, really bad, my brain and a lot of people's brain, they don't go to your dad beating you up. Your brain says, we gotta get the out of here. This is miserable. So anger goes away a lot of times when you're suffering because your brain just says, we gotta run. We got to go. So that anger is not popping up saying, oh, I'm going to show them. I'm going to show those people. No, there has to be a much deeper. When I say deeper, it has to be down to mineral soil. It has to be down to that nice mineral soil where nothing can burn. You can't burn dirt. So it has to be down that low that literally is something in you that's at the core of your soul.
Right? So this is also a huge, huge fucking step and priority, right? What he's saying is that it needs to come deep down from your soul, right? So you can't burn it. It's not like dirt, right? So what that means is that you need to get so specifically detailed on your why, right? Why do you want to go through this transformation? Who exactly do you want to become, right? Paint the picture for yourself, right? Literally envision your future self with the level of confidence that you want, right? With the physique that you want, with the friends that you want, with the habits that you want, with the lifestyle that you want. And if you can get even more specific about that and really lock in on your why and why you want to achieve that, maybe it's because you want to be the strong one in your family, like helping and serving and protecting people, right? I know that's my why, right? So that is just so deep to my soul that like there is just an endless amount of motivation there, right? If your goal is like, you know what, I just want to get in good shape, right? The motivation is gonna leave. It's gonna leave right fucking away, and it's just gonna disintegrate, right? But if it's directly connected to your soul and a passion and an identity and a actual identity of the future version of yourself, man, it's like, how the fuck can that be broken? It can't, right? It can't.
But you don't find it unless you spend a lot of time with what you want to be in life. I can't give that to you.
Right.
You can't give it to somebody. When you find your true passion in life, and my passion for me was like, oh, I want to be, I don't give a Navy SEALs, Army, I don't give a shit. I want to serve my country. I want to be someone that I'm proud of. I want to look at myself in the mirror because I was so disappointed. That accountability mirror I talk about, I was so disappointed in what I saw every day. I wanted everybody to love David Goggins. And a lot of people did. I didn't love myself. But I knew a lot of us want to find peace first. So people say, man, you always talk about this suffering and pain and I'm at peace.
Right, exactly. It's like exactly what I'm saying, dude. It can apply exactly to what we're talking about. Exactly the gym, right? People just want the outcome of a good physique. They want the piece of just, being liked or having that status of being strong, right? And a good physique. But they're not actually willing to go through the suffering. So then they just end up revolting back and recycling back to their old habits and old ways, right? If you build it up from the bottom with the right habits, with the right perspectives, all right, with the right lifestyle, you're just going to get used to that identity, and it's actually going to build into your life, right? And you're just going to start being at peace with the new version of yourself, and you're not going to find yourself slipping back to old ways, right? That's how people get in shape and stay in shape.
Right now, because I went through that, right? You don't find peace first. If you do, Merry Christmas. More power to you. More power to you. I found peace on the opposite end of finding myself. And no one really finds themselves without going through trials, tribulations, suffering, accountability. And accountability is suffering. Being accountable every day for doing right for yourself, for the people next to you, it's miserable. It's hard. So, you know, even the smallest details.
All right. Stand up video, boys. All right. Let's move on. So, chapter 2, reframing your mind, right? So, I just want you guys to understand that you have the permission to be successful and get in shape, right? Your mind never desires more than your limitations, right? So if you're not capable of accomplishing something, it will never be a desire for you, right? We as men, we're designed to go out there and conquer, right? It's not wrong to chase your accomplishments and have a good physique, right? It doesn't matter what people say. Oh, man, that guy Lucas Rock, he only cares about his physique. He only cares about himself, right? Who gives a fuck what people say, right? Who gives a fuck, right? You know that you're here to get towards your goals, right? The only people who will ever hate on you are people who know that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? You'll never see anybody hate on you who is locked into their own goals. They're doing well in life, right? They'll never hate on you. Trust me. They won't. They just won't. That's just not how it works, right? So it is fucking disgusting to desire accomplishment while living in a state of inaction, right? The world owes you absolutely fucking nothing, right? You cannot ask the world for greatness before giving it a part of your soul, right? In the form of effort, right? Giving your soul is giving yourself your full attention, your full effort, and your full vision as towards becoming who you actually want to be, right? You have no other choice, right? You can either be bitter or you can be better. You can either be bitter and make excuses about what you have to do, what you have to go through, or who you can become, or you can just decide in this moment, you know what? I'm just going to do the work and I'm going to become better, right? So no one is coming to fucking save you, right? Save yourself right now. If you truly want to achieve everything you fix your mind on, you should decide right now that this is your only option. There is no tomorrow, and there's no going back, right? So, chapter 3, consistency and execution, right? Starting your process, right? I cannot stress this enough, right? And what it is early morning wins, right? Each day starts the night before, right? Set yourself up for success by winning your morning. What that looks like is getting your journal, planning down your day the night before, right? Make check boxes that you're going to check off as you go throughout your day, right? What that does is it gives you an actual natural level of dopamine, right? Instead of just waking up and scrolling on your phone, which is artificial, cheap dopamine, right? If your goals are, okay, wake up at this time, let's just say it's 6 o'clock in the morning, do 15 push-ups, bang, you do both those, then you check them off on your list, your natural dopamine level has risen so much and your brain is rewarded by checking it off, and you're going to constantly want to collect more wins like that, right? So teach yourself the importance of real hard work, right? And also read to reprogram your mind, right? Like I said in the actual course, right, there's going to be a lot more details going into depth into every single one of these topics, right? There's going to be more resources for you to listen to and read and podcasts and more videos like the one I just showed you, right? So now we have number 2, elevate your mind by training, right? Blood oxidation always puts you in a high vibration, right? When I'm even doing push-ups in the morning, my vibration is just so high. That's like why I like to start my day, right? Bang, 50 push-ups. Like after that, there's nothing that can piss me off at all whatsoever. I have a chest pump, right? My blood oxidation levels are high. That's why. High vibration, right? That also allows you just to elevate past everyday problems in your workout, right? Some problem that you used to think was huge is now going to be so fucking insignificant, right? So pushing past your limits will always reinforce the idea that the uncomfortable option is the only option for greatness, right? You can't want greatness. You can't want to get in shape just by doing something, comfortable that you used to, right? It's going to take that new system, that new thing, right? You guys should be having an epiphany while watching this right now and saying, if I actually want to achieve the physique and become the person that I envision myself, that means that I need to be doing something uncomfortable every fucking day. Every day. Pillar 2, habits, right? Becoming the source that you seek, right? Your habits literally define who you are, right? So now that you've created an unbreakable process to build your dream physique, mindset, and lifestyle on top of it, you must keep that process in place with your habits, right? So these strict habits that you're gonna create is what's really gonna allow you to become the person who you want to become and keep that physique, right? If you don't create these habits and you just bypass everything and then, okay, now I have this physique, right? You're going to end up falling back and reverting back to old ways, right? So the root of everything is discipline, right? Discipline over many reps is over an extended period of time equals a habit, right? So what I'm saying is that you can't just create this new morning routine or this new diet plan, this new workout routine, I think it's a habit, and then you don't see progress on it, so you just try to switch it up, right? That's just how you get stuck in a constant cycle of restarting, right? Give yourself time for it to work. Give yourself time for it to develop, right? A habit takes 21 days to develop, right? So if you're not even giving it enough time to really work, and you're just constantly trying to restart, man, it's like you're sabotaging yourself, right? Just stop. So habit is what you are shooting from. Once your process has become a habit, you'll be on track to mastering the 4 pillars of a habit, right? This is where your life will really start to fucking change, right? Like I talked about earlier, once you get past that threshold and your habits actually kind of align with who you want to be and your daily actions, the whole entire process is going to be so much more enjoyable, and your progress is going to be sped up so much quicker, right? A man is only as strong as his habits. They will literally make or break you, right? So pillar 3, nutrition, right? So understand that calories drive results, right? So if you're just looking to put on weight, let's say like you're 150 pounds right now, your goal is to get to 175 pounds. You need to understand that the only way you're going to be able to do that is through a surplus, right? Meaning that you're eating more calories than your body's burning through the day, right? That is the only way you're gonna gain muscle. I don't care what you say, right? I don't care what you say. If you want to gain muscle and strength, you have to be in a surplus, right? And the same goes with a deficit, the complete opposite for fat loss, right? If you want to lose fat and lean out, you need to be in a deficit. You need to be eating probably around 800 calories less than your total daily maintenance, right? So macros matter, right? So protein, what you need to be eating is 0.8 to 1 grams per lean pound of muscle body weight, right? So I'll give me, for example, I weigh 175 pounds, right? So maybe I'm not eating 175 grams of protein exactly. I mean, that could work for me, right? But what you really only need to hit is honestly just a little bit less than that, right? If you go above and beyond that, great, good for you. You hit your goal, but the baseline goal should just be a little bit under your body weight, right? And understand that carbs are energy and performance. A lot of people have so many misconceptions about this, right? They think that carbs are going to add fat to your body, right? It really just depends on the carbs you're eating, right? If you go to the fucking gas station and eat Rice Krispie treats and 5 plates of buttered pasta, yeah, those carbs aren't going to work for you, right? But if you time up your carbs the right way and eat them 20 minutes before you work out, it's just going to get used as energy throughout the entire day, and it's not going to be stored as fat, right? And I'm talking about real carbs, good carbs like rice, wheat bread, oatmeal, potatoes, stuff like that, right? So, and also understand that fats do help hormones and health, right? So when I say fats, I mean stuff like avocado, right? Olive oil, peanut butter, walnuts, other types of nuts, right? So those are also important to mix into your system, right? And some simple rules, guys. Like, you know this, right? Hit your calories no matter what, right? Protein daily, hit your protein goal, right? If you can't get your protein goal in, drink a protein shake, right? Find any way possible. There's really no excuses here about this one, right? When I was really locking into it, I was doing like 2 protein shakes a day. And that's just because like I was on the baseball team still. I had schoolwork going on. I had other things I was doing. And I just really couldn't find the time to eat. But like I said, there's no excuse. So I substituted 2 protein shakes. That doesn't mean you can only drink 2 protein shakes and you're fine and you skip out on the whole meats and stuff like that. Don't do that. That's not going to get you the results that you're looking for, right? So eat whole nutrient dense foods and stay hydrated, especially if you guys are on creatine, right? So what creatine does is it just helps you hold on to more water weight, and it helps you look bigger and you'll get a little bit stronger, right? But if you're not staying hydrated and drinking enough water, it's not going to work. It's going to be a complete waste of money, and you're honestly even going to get more dehydrated, right? So some optional support stuff, like I said, creatine, protein powder, like I said before, vitamin D3, vitamin C, turmeric, and ashwagandha, right? I take all of these. All right. Finally, pillar 4, training, right? The art of proper weight training. This is especially so important for the people who are just starting out in the gym. Maybe it's your first couple of weeks. Maybe it's your first couple of months in the gym, right? Understand that control the tension, right? Not the ego. If I learned to drop my ego when I first started working out, right? For me, I always want to be the strongest one, right? I wanted to be stronger than the person next to me, even when I just started out. And I'm not going to lie, that really, really limited my gains in my early phases of lifting, right? I really wish I had someone to tell me this, right? So slow the eccentric down, lowering the weight. That's where the growth happens, right? Keep constant tension on the muscles the entire time, right? So no bouncing, and don't do an extreme lockout every single time, right? Go to 80%. So your time under tension increases and your muscles actually getting broken down properly, right? It's all about time under tension, right? So maybe just go to about 85% of the way on the lockout and then go straight back up, right? If momentum helps you, the muscle is not working. I see so many people just standing in the mirror, swinging their arms up, doing hammer curls, and they probably don't even have a real pump. And what they're doing is pretty much fucking pointless, right? They're going to get nowhere doing that, right? So precision overload, right? Full range of motion equals full muscle development, right? You want your muscles fully developed. You want to maximize your genetics, right? By fully training them, by getting the full range of motion, right? Take the ego out of it, man. Drop the weight if you need to. Get the full range of motion, right? So align the movement to the muscle, not just the rep, right? Don't just go through the motions. Don't just look at the workout plan and be like, oh, okay, I have bicep curls. Oh, I have bench press. This is okay. I finished it, right? No. If you're not feeling it, switch it up. Feel free to call me or text me about it or ask me a question and switch it up, right? So you really need to prioritize on the muscle tissue breakdown, right? It should, when you're doing some exercises, it should feel like a match is literally lit under your chest, right? Where you're feeling that constant burn and breakdown. That means it's working. That means you're breaking down the muscle. It should hurt, right? It should not feel comfortable unless you're a psychopath. Like I love that feeling. I just absolutely enjoy it, right? So lastly, effective reps win, right? Only the last 3 to 5 reps near failure actually build the muscle, right? So train close to failure, not just tired, right? 6 to 12 reps equals that sweet spot for growth, right? Personally, I like to train in hypertrophy reps, like 6 to 12, and also strength reps, right? I have workouts in my course that go through how to do both of those, right? But from the standpoint of just putting on as much muscle as possible, as quickly as possible, you really want to be in that hypertrophy range, 6 to 12 reps, okay? So, like I said, guys, that's the end of this video, and that's the end of this overview. But inside my full entire community, there is just more and more details and information. There is so much. I promise you I provide, right? Just outlining, going over everything that I went through today, just on a deeper level, right? So I really hope that you guys got value from this and that you can honestly start to implement some of these things into your training, into your routine, into your lifestyle. and you're really going to be able to make the progress that you want to see, right? I know that you guys have probably been feeling stuck the last couple months in your workouts, right? But really start to think about and implement these things and ask yourself, okay, am I doing these things? All right, try it out, right? It may take trial and error, but what I really want to provide for you guys is as much value as possible, right? So just imagine how much value you got from this free video alone. Imagine how much more you get from the paid community and course, right? So if you're interested in that, reach out to me, DM me, and we'll get you guys started, right? So thanks for listening. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.